there watching that ceremony, I was thinking, no, called Nicky Noggy Noo. Nicky Noggy Noo, she was literally standing up there. And I was thinking, what a great little ceremony it was, and I was thinking just how good Christina looked.
Yeah.
Firstly, I'd like to say how pleased Marg and I are to be able to be here and celebrate Nick and Christina's wedding with all our friends and family. And I think Nick's made a great choice. Christina's bright and alive and fun to be with. She's done a great job with her career as a ballet dancer, starting from when she was a little girl, and now an accredited Royal Academy of Dance teacher. Charming and quirky sense of humour.
I love it. You have to do
For example, when Marg and I were visiting not long ago, she said she would like to learn to drive Nick's manual roll. She hasn't got a drive. I've taught a few of the family to learn to drive. Weren't delayed. I offered to help because I think I said that. We went to a park not too far away, and at that time, late in the afternoon, it was pretty well deserted, and we practiced letting the clutch out. And I thought to myself, there's a bit of work to be done here. Not long after that, Christine said with a straight face, that she said, well, I'm ready to drive the car home now and park it in the garage. And I didn't say anything. I tried to pretend I wasn't alarmed at that idea. I don't think so. So we did some more practice, occasionally stop and give anybody who was walking across the park a very wide berth. And then I said as diplomatically as I could, I think it might be better if I drove home. And Christine said, absolutely, I was only joking about driving home before. I knew that. Breathed a sigh of relief. Nick and Christina first met at a party in Sydney about 8 years ago. It was one of those times when Nick was not going home thirsty. So we didn't remember a lot about it, but Christina remembered it quite well. A year went by after that, and they happened to end up at the same place again a year later. Nick saw this pretty girl he hadn't remembered from last time and went over and spoke to her. Christina wasn't impressed with Nick not remembering her and was a little bit cold and standoffish. And Nick had to apply all his famous and legendary charm on these occasions to warm the situation up. They talked about dancing, and Nick invited Christina and her friend, together with Nick's friend Morgan, to a pub, and they danced through the night. And after that they had a number of dates, including Christina's 23rd birthday. They kept in touch while Nick was away for a lot of months on tour, and even after Nick moved in with Dame in Brisbane for a time, they travelled back and forth to visit. Nick decided that this wasn't going to work out very well, and he decided to move to Sydney into a flat about 15 minutes from Bondi. And about 3 years ago he was lucky enough to rent a unit about 50 metres from Maroubra Beach. He's certainly So the relationship remained strong while Nick was away working on tour for up to 6 months a year. He had successful tours to Europe, which both Nick performed in and directed, and he also spends almost 6 weeks every year working with the larger Manu Aboriginal community out in North America. He won a much sought after 3 months fully funded residency in Paris, awarded by the Australian Council for the Arts, and this is offered only every 3 years. Now Nick's had a very colourful career, but both his and Will's claim, one of his and Will's claim to fame is they both learned to drive at a very early age. Nick was about 6 and Will was about 4, and was in my Mazda 1-ton ute. I used to park it at the top of the driveway, and they used to hop in and pretend to steer it. And one day they managed to release the handbrake and drive it into the garage. The only problem was the doors weren't open. Nick jumped out and disappeared at about the same speed he does in his IndyCar, and Nick Will jumped out and disappeared in the distance, same speed he does in IndyCar, and Nick stood there stunned. The same as I did when I came down and viewed the car. Recently, Marg and I had the pleasure of meeting Christina's parents, Herbert and Murphy. We had dinner at the Bondi Icebergs and we met Christina's sister Alison and her husband Farah and the lovely little boy Anthony.
He's laughing.
They're a great bunch of people and we thoroughly enjoyed our time with them. So I'd like to finish by wishing Nick and Christina many more happy years together.